the leading forum focused on the greatest challenges the pensions industry faces, the PLSA Investment Conference offered new Pensions Minister Torsten Bell the perfect opportunity to showcase his determination to promote productive investment, with a vision for fewer, bigger schemes, putting the trillions in UK pension pots to work.
We need to pay more attention to returns for savers rather than just to costs or to savings rates, important as both of those are. Celebrating the success of auto-enrolment can no longer be a substitute for answering the harder question. What does the best landscape for those savings to be managed in look like, both to maximise returns for savers and to ensure those savers live in a country that is investing and growing again?
The key takeaway for me from his speech today and the conversation I had with him after his speech was he's looking for returns first. He wants to really see what investment can do to drive better outcomes for savers, and obviously that's absolutely critical. And then the second phase to think about, okay, what's going into the system. He's seen it in that kind of binary way.
Pension funds are ready and willing to invest if the right opportunities are there, and that's really what it's all about. So we have to see a pipeline of opportunities that are going to deliver long-term growth, because that's what we're trying to get for our savers. And at the moment, there's some signs of that. You know, we've got planning reform coming in, but the pipeline isn't fully unlocked yet. We do need to see more supply coming through, and then the demand will meet it.
With the Minister emphasising the importance of scale, senior leaders of the Maple 8 offered their insights on what the UK can learn from the success of Canadian public schemes.
We take a bit of a crawl, walk, run approach. We don't jump into new markets just because it's exciting or interesting. I think we really do take the time, and I think that's where the internal expertise comes in.
The Maple 8, those 8 public sector defined benefit schemes in Canada, critical to their success, I think, is 2 factors. The first is autonomy from government. These are public sector pension funds, but they're being governed autonomously, taking a long-term view, short-term imperatives of politics not playing into their approach. And then secondly, their ability to attract the right investment talent. If you're going to invest all over the world in all range of asset classes, you need to be able to attract world-class investors.
Expertise which will be even more crucial in the turbulent geopolitical times, reflected on by politicians and journalists sharing their insights on stage.
There has never been a more exciting time, but in our lifetimes there hasn't been a more dangerous time. For a long time to come, it's going to be an unstable period, I think, in global politics. And you can just see for every day with what Donald Trump is doing that has a big effect on economics, on markets, on businesses. So I think we've got this for a long time to come. And in fact, expecting uncertainty over a long period is a key thing to expect. We are not about to snap back into the world that we were in a few years ago, where you could just be a little bit optimistic or a little bit pessimistic. This is a world where things could get dramatically better or dramatically worse at short notice.
The world is incredibly noisy, and it's quite tempting to block it all out, but the focus is about recognizing if we're going to ignore the waves, we have to still note that the undercurrents are changing, and therefore how the global economy is functioning, how it's fragmenting into different groups, which are going to be the assets that benefit from that and which are going to be the assets that suffer, is where we need to be doing the work.
And alongside weathering stormy geopolitical conditions, the industry was also urged by leading climate expert Professor Mike Berners-Lee to consider its role in the health of the planet.
What could and should this industry be doing with their trillions now to have an impact and to help move the dial?
Well, really careful impact investment. So, asking very carefully of every company that you may be investing in, to what extent can we say that this company is helping to create the conditions under which the big global systemic changes that we need can become possible? And it's a much deeper and more careful question than just a few simple ticks in an ESG box.
The PLSA Investment Conference 2025, ensuring that sector challenges were scrutinised, collaborative strategies discussed and solutions debated at a crucial time for the investment community.